context. Tamara.
My glasses. Okay, sorry, bear with me, I'm being sick. Okay, so TamLaw Go started. Yeah, I'm not that tall. Here?
Yeah.
Okay, so TamLaw Go only. Wait,
Just
there?
Yeah.
Okay, so TamLaw Co only started last year. It was out of necessity for me actually needing to have some more time with my kids. My kids had always been in long daycare, right through before and after school care, vacation care, and all of a sudden they became teenagers and decided they had a lot of time on their hands. So hence I had to start moving my workload around and trying to figure out what I was going to do. And it ended up being forced on me that I had to decide to open my own firm and go from there. I also decided to hopefully get some side income work, so I decided to open myself up for locum work as well, which strangely enough actually turned out really well. So at the moment, probably in relation to income, I've started literally at the start, and I'm probably the newest of all of you in their own business now. So I've come from being an employed solicitor now for near 20 years actually. I've worked on the coast in law for 25 years. I've worked everything, like I was at Budgie Boy for 17 years. Up there I do local practice work. But the thing is over the time I've started working with a whole heap of different firms, and they all bill differently and they all look at money differently. So some were billing per item, so per letter, per page in a document, like a legal document, those kind of things, travel. Others were billing only per 6-minute unit. And others weren't really actually billing at all or time recording at all of what they were doing. So it became quite obvious where a lot of money was slipping through. And it wasn't just about the time recording, but it was about how they viewed themselves and their value. I know a lot of us keep going on about value, and about seeing that in ourselves and about what we do, but it's huge. Like, as Lana, in one of her posts this week actually, said, it was just about those little things and making those little changes that make all the difference. It might be something that we take for granted, but until we sit down and we break each thing up that we do, that we look at really how much time we spend on it, how much knowledge is required for each step of what we do. Like, what I do is different from what you guys do. I have no idea what you guys do. And no doubt you guys have had a lot of years of experience in gaining all that knowledge. And that's something that I look at paying you guys to do, and hopefully someone looks at paying me to do as well. But that's what it is. So I suppose my tips really are, have a look at breaking everything down, all your steps of what you do each day, or every job you're billing for. I'm not sure what you guys all do for work, but say it could be quoting a job. Okay, well, you need to quote. So how much is your initial consultation going to be? How much is it going to be to provide a quote? What goes into that to be able to do it? Do you need to be looking at contacting others to come in on board? Do you charge any extra fees on top of that because you're then managing or liaising other people to be able to work with you in on it? Like, do you have time factors? Do you go, well, okay, well, if the client's going to delay it, if the client's going to make so many changes along the way, which you never believe they do, we all know that, what do we have, like little fees and charges in there to say, okay, well, look, we'll allow for these many changes, but if you want more than that, we really have to have a look at how we're going to bill it. Okay? And if you're worried about what you're charging, ask other people in your industry. It doesn't seem as taboo anymore for people to talk about money and how much they're charging. So I know solicitors have always been kind of closed shop when it comes to being competitive and those kind of things, especially here on the coast. but I've noticed that going to a lot more, just a lot more seminars, those kind of things, more people are willing to open up about how much they charge and to talk about what they do. I'm quite happy to refer work. If I don't think that I can do it, or I think that someone else is more capable of it, I'm happy to refer someone on. I don't have an issue with that. If I go, do you know what? I think that person will be absolutely brilliant for you. I could do your job, but I don't think I know really what I'm doing. I'd rather pass you on to someone who does. I think for me that gains profit, because that means that not only does the client respect it, but they're going to say, okay, well, do you know what I mean? There's different bits and pieces here that we can work with, but she also knows what the limits are. And you pass it on to someone else, but someone else will then pass what back to you. And I found that the course is actually really good for that. It's just knowing little things about people. I know I haven't got around to meeting all of you over the last few meetings at all, but I have these little bits of memories in my head somewhere. I have no idea how, because I can't remember what I had for breakfast. But I'll remember things like someone will be talking, hang on a second, I know someone. And I'll dig out your card, or I'll Google you, or I'll do whatever. And then I'll go, you know that person? I'll send you an email and it's got their details in. Because that's just something that I do, and that's what I get a lot of value out of these, and that's what I find as profit. And like that, it's the things in being able to work for yourself, about being able to do your own rosters if that's what you're doing, but it's about your time as well. Being able to go, do you know what? I'm going to bill more, and by billing more, I can then take time for myself. I'm not as stressed because I'm not trying to make ends meet. And I can take time. If I want to take Friday off, then why not take Friday off? Because you know what, my budget now allows it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, super. Thanks. Stick around.